Welcome back as Warren Pierce discusses the path to a pain-free life with Jeff Morton, Director of Pain-Free Life Centers of Michigan. Without drugs, without surgery, and without side effects, laser pain therapy is a revolution in pain management. Once again, here's Warren Pierce.
We talk about drugs. We should mention, Jeff Morton, hasn't the FDA approved the use of narcotics for children as young as 11 years old who are experiencing pain? They're giving them or okaying OxyContin and things like that?
They did, Warren. It's really appalling to me that you could even think about giving your child OxyContin at the age of 11 or 12. You know, I had a patient, Mike Jolly, who played for University of Michigan in the Green Bay Packers. He's the athletic director at Troy Athens, and he got me invited, and I spoke in front of all the athletic directors for the Michigan High School Athletic Association to make the parents aware that when you're a soccer player or you're a rugby player or you're a lacrosse player or a basketball player is suffering from pain, don't give them drugs. And Marty is a perfect example of what aspirin can do to your intestine and your digestive system. You know, there are alternatives out there, and laser therapy is the only natural ability the body has to heal itself without surgery, without side effects, and without any type of drug.
But how is this one modality, if you will, this laser, how is it able to treat everything from migraine headaches to plantar fasciitis to lower back pain, spinal stenosis? What else should we bring up? How about carpal tunnel syndrome? How about tennis elbow? Everything from head to toe. And how is it able to do that?
Because most of the pain that we experience is from some sort of inflammatory condition. And so unhealthy cells in our body create unhealthy tissue. Unhealthy tissue restricts blood flow. When you restrict blood flow, you create inflammation, which causes the pain. But the problem is the cycle that we're on. When you have restricted blood flow, you create unhealthy cells that create unhealthy tissue that restrict blood flow. So the photons of the light from the laser penetrate to the cell and give the cell the ability to produce adenosine triphosphate, ATP, or the body's natural energy source. When that happens, it acts as a vasodilator, so it'll increase the blood flow to the tissue, carrying the nutrients that the tissue needs to get healthy. Collagen, fibroblasts, it'll release nitric oxide, which is the body's natural anti-edemic source, which means anti-inflammatory. And then the brain can send the enzymes and the proteins, and the body can manufacture the things that it needs for the body to heal itself to the best of its ability, depending on the condition.
And you mentioned those fibroblasts. They're kind of what, the building blocks of collagen, which is really the essential protein for tissue repair and healing? Yeah,
and the thing about that, Warren, is as we get older, our bodies produce less. So, you know, we're living and active longer and longer and longer and staying active, and so our bodies are producing less of the enzymes and proteins that are essential. So we're not healing as quick or recovering as quick from a workout or from a tennis game or from a hockey. And so the laser will allow that to happen. And, you know, how do you take a professional football player that has a broken foot 3 weeks before the Super Bowl, and he gets treated with laser therapy and is able to play? I mean, it's amazing. It's a paradigm shift in how we are going to treat pain in whatever people do. If you call the number and make an appointment, that's great. But if you don't, try to get off the drugs and avoid the surgery, because you're just taking your years off your life. And, you know, I'm grateful for Marty and Laura, because it was somebody's whose life we were able to change.
No doubt about that. The director at the Pain-Free Life Centers of Michigan, located out in Troy, Jeff Morton, is here in the studio. You've got the number there to call to make an appointment. Get on the list there, too, because it fills up quickly. Or you can call him directly. If you've got a pain, you know somebody who does, let's hear from you and how Jeff may very well be able to eliminate or reduce the pain at 1-800-859-0957. Sybil's been hanging on for a while in Owasso. Thanks for being patient, Sybil. What was your specific pain that you wanted to talk to Jeff about?
Well, I'm not sure if he can help me. I have a keloid that's almost 10 years old and still growing, and it's very painful and constant pain, but then sometimes it even shoots out really sharp pains.
What is a keloid?
Where is your keloid, Sybil?
What is that?
It's a grouping of scar tissue and
right.
nerves. It creates a cyst. Where was your surgery at?
It was on my left back, between my back and my side, my left side. They were going in to take part of my stomach out because I had been on cortisone for another reason, and it ate up my stomach.
Yeah, I've had patients that have come in with scar tissue and keloid issues, and we've had incredible success with it. But I would have to see you and look at it and give you the consultation before I don't want to give anybody any false hope.
Well, I just didn't want to even. I'm in Owasso, and it would be a drive down there to Troy.
Yep.
And,
no, you know what I'm going to tell you.
But I was told there's nothing I can do. Just live with it.
Well, that's what the doctors will tell you. But I'm going to tell you something, Sybil. I have people that drive from Hillsdale. I have people that drive from Albion. I have a woman that drives 3 hours each way from Waldron, Michigan. I had to look it up because I didn't know where it was. I have people that drive in from as far south as Findlay, Ohio, and then we're talking a couple times a week because what we do at Pain Free Life Centers works. And you know, if you want to live without the pain, all I can tell you is the consultation is free, the first treatment is free. If I can't help you, I won't take you as a patient.
All right, so mark down the number, and you have nothing to lose, Shirley. All right, mark down the number 248-879-1100, and you can call there now because the wellness coordinators are standing by, and we wish you the best.
Well, thank you, Wayne.
All right, thanks a lot, Shirley. And I was talking with a dermatologist down in Miami on, I think it was Sunday morning, who was treating a woman who was in that iconic photo that was on the front of every newspaper, every magazine back in the 1970s. She was 9 years old, running down a road with no clothes on. She had just been hit by napalm, which has a temperature of about 2,000. There were those who, and I'm sure you all can recall this picture of her running down the roadway. And now she's in her 50s, 40 years later. She still has pain in her shoulder, and she has incredible scar tissue. And this dermatologist, Jeff, down in Miami, is using laser to correct the scars that she has on her body for all these years since that took place.
Right. So it's going to push the blood flow to the tissue, and it's going to help the body heal. And I mean, she's probably doing some skin grafts as well, and the lasers are going to help smooth that out and make her look normal. But absolutely, I mean, I had a patient that had double hernia surgery, and he had scar tissue from his belly button to his groin, and he had a 3-year battle with opiate drugs. He had nerve damage. He had nerve cauterization in his back to try to get the pain away. And after treating with us for 22 weeks, the guy today doesn't take an aspirin.
Wow.
Yeah, because it'll dissolve the scar tissue. It does. It's amazing. It's an amazing thing what we're able to do at Pain Free Life Centers.
All right, and your incoming calls, get through to Jeff here, and don't forget that you can give them a call right now. The wellness coordinators are standing by at 248-879-1100, or call us and get through to Jeff here, 1-800-859-0957. As we head to Clarkston, Mary, patiently waiting. You're on News Talk 760 WJR. Mary, what was your particular question?
Yes. Hi, Jeff. My daughter has plantar fasciitis.
Right.
And as I understand it, there's 3 of the smaller arches that have kind of fallen. Is this something that can be fixed, or does it need ongoing treatments?
Well, if it's plantar fasciitis, that would be the inflammation of the plantar fascia. And as a matter of fact, if you want, you can bring your daughter down to the Lululemon store in Birmingham next Wednesday. I'm speaking there to all their runners. I treat a lot of their clientele because I treat a lot of runners because they get plantar fasciitis, which creates
she is a runner.
Yeah, and it creates ligament damage, and the laser works. I mean,
wait, didn't your wife suffer from that as well? I don't want to divulge anything about your personal life here. I don't know if you met your wife like that, but she was a runner, and didn't she experience that too?
She did. She actually ran the Boston Marathon twice, and she's an avid runner. And she actually had surgery on one of her feet, and it was unsuccessful. And since treating with me, 4.5 years ago, she has not had a plantar fasciitis outbreak.
And she was
Wow,
so
that's
pleased.
awesome.
She married Jeff. She said, "This guy's terrific."
It was my magic wand.
So you have nothing to lose. Mark down the number and give them a call. All right.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks, Mary.
You're welcome. Thanks for calling in. And you have, what was it, Tum Tum Naren.
Yeah.
Spent most of the season with the Michigan State Spartans, experiencing plantar fasciitis and not able to play. And one of the key players, of course, for Tom Izzo's team that get ready to play in the Big Ten Championship this week. So maybe he's getting better.
Maybe he is. I tried to get in there.
Yeah, and no luck so far, but you never know. One thing we should mention, too, that we haven't talked a lot about, and that is, if I understand correctly, patients are often covered by their auto insurance for this laser treatment?
Yeah, it just started in December. Anybody that was in an auto accident, if you come in and see us with your auto accident information, we'll see you and we'll take care of getting reimbursed by your auto carriers. We've had really good luck with that, and it's really helped a lot of people, staying away from the drugs and the injections.
And Marty Elwert is in the studio along with his wife, Laura. Lower back pain. You were on over-the-counter medications. How close were you to listening to maybe suggestions that, you know what, you really need surgery on your lower back, Marty, or maybe you need something stronger like an injection as to begin to take the pain away from your day-to-day life as a construction worker?
Well, that was probably my next step. I had a good friend of mine that did have a back surgery, and I talked quite a bit with him about it, but I never got to that point, thank God. That the surgery 6 years ago, I'm not saying it was a blessing in disguise, but it actually it changed my mind, how I look at things, and just by not taking anything over the counter anymore. And I can't believe I'm saying that because I did for years. It's just it's a whole change of lifestyle for me now that I never would have seen before. So,
and Marty brings up something interesting too, Jeff. Having surgery, how often would you have patients come in to your Pain Free Life Center's office there in Troy, having already gone through some sort of surgery?
Oh, probably 70% of the patients that I see.
And they're saying, look, this hasn't helped me. I'm still experiencing pain, even though I've gone under the knife.
Multiple surgeries. And, that creates other issues. It creates scar tissue issues. It creates nerve damage. It creates skin damage. And really, there are some things that surgery is good for and that I totally would recommend if it's needed to correct something, but to go in for a laminectomy and have someone scrape out your spinal cord, to me you're just asking for trouble. I'm not trying to take anything away from Western medicine because I believe in it to a point, but it should be your last resort. Surgery should be your last resort. I would tell that to my own children, that surgery should be your last resort.
Any questions for Jeff? He's in the studio for a few more minutes. Let's hear your personal account of the pain you're experiencing, or someone in your family. Like the couple in the studio, Marty and Laura are here as well. They've gone through it together as well. Somebody maybe you're working with, feel free to ring us directly at 1-800-859-0957. We'll get to some more of your calls, some more comments from Jeff after these words from our sponsors.
If you'd like to see how laser pain therapy can change your life, call Pain Free Life Centers now to schedule your initial no-cost consultation and free treatment. Wellness coordinators are standing by now to take your call at 248-879-1100. You have nothing to lose but your pain. Once again, that's Pain Free Life Centers at 248-879-1100 or visit painfreelifecenters.com. We'll be right back with Warren Pierce and Jeff Morton, Director of Pain Free Life Centers, on News Talk 760 WJR.